Hi Sachin, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, let me switch
I
on
can.
my webcam. Yeah, now you can see me too.
Hi,
Hey, what's up?
great. Are we good to go?
I'm not sure if I don't know. I think Dion. I don't think we have enough attendees yet. We have 11. That
Why can't I see the numbers?
just expand that attendees column. Section which
I
says
can see
attendees.
only Ahmed, DQ Labs, then
Yeah,
Nagpur, Magpur.
Hi, Sachin.
Hey,
Hi, Amit.
Hi,
hi, Neha, right? Yeah.
Dion is
Hi,
here. Hi, Dion.
hi Dion.
hi, Dion. Let me switch off the fan here.
So Dion, if we that video is not audible to the people in the webinar, right? We can't hear you.
Yeah, are you able to hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
better. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Right. So let's start off. While people join, people may take in a little more time to join in, but let's start off anyway. So thank you all for coming in. Today we have invited IIAD to attend this webinar, to conduct this webinar, and the idea is that we are uh, we give the opportunity to our students to really have a look at the colleges and interact with IIAD. We have Sachin Pasricha and we have Amit Deb. Both of them are very significant core team members of IIAD. Sachin heads the admissions department. Sorry, the placement department.
Placement.
Okay, and Amit heads the admissions. We also have Neha from DQ Labs Nagpur.
Hi.
She is an interior designer herself from CPT, and she's very familiar with some of the faculty that are at IIAD. She can also give her insights into this. All right. So thank you all for making the time to come in, and we can start off. Um, uh, Sachin, do I make you a presenter?
No, I think
I
it'll be me
believe
first.
this is,
You first.
yes,
Okay.
Sachin.
Okay. I'm gonna make Amit the presenter. Yes. So you can start off.
All right. I presume you all can see my screen. Are you able to see my screen, all of you?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
You need to go to you need to go to sharing, the sharing
This.
tab on top,
Okay.
and over there you need to click on the play button.
That's. Okay, are you able to see it now?
Not yet.
Yeah, now?
Not yet. Hold on. I'm just sending you a message on WhatsApp, Amit.
Okay.
Yeah, sent. Can you have a look at that?
Yeah, I'm clicking there, Dion, and it's when I click the play button, it goes on pause. It
Mhm.
presumably is showing the screen, but apparently it's not.
Okay.
So I have the button changed to the pause icon, which
All
means
right.
probably playing.
All right. Are you playing a video or is it a PPT?
I have my webcam on. I have now the presentation in front of me.
It's a PPT.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you see it now?
No, not yet. Ananya, thank you for that message. We're just trying to figure this out. Do you think you can share the presentation with Sachin, and maybe he could share his screen and you could talk?
Oh, it's a large presentation. Let me just see. Let me
Okay.
log out
Would you like
and
to
log
log
back.
out and log back in?
Yeah, I think I'll do that. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So these are the technical difficulties we find. We've done these. We did a practice session as well yesterday, but it's not working. So Amit, you can let me make myself the presenter for now. Oh, we can
Can
see
you
a
see my
screen
screen?
now. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. I think you can see the presentation as well now.
fantastic.
Yeah. All right. Okay. For all of you who just joined in, after Dion introduced all of us, my name is Amit. I represent the Indian Institute of Art and Design right here, along with my colleague Sachin Pasricha heads the placement department of the college. I head the admissions function along with my admissions counselors and a couple of people who work in the communications team. Now, this session is actually to orient and inform all of you what is IIAD really, and how is it that in the last 4 or 5 years we've been able to make a considerable impact into getting more and more aspirational with every passing year. Can you all hear this video when I play it? It basically shows what the campus is, kids in action. I'll talk more of this. I'm only assuming that you all can, of course, see this, and the sound is audible. Okay, I'm not sure if the video was audible, but I'm sure you must be able to see it. Indian Institute of Art and Design is in a direct collaboration with Kingston School of Art. It's a art and design school affiliated under Kingston University in London. The way we are connected together is that we're the only unique offering which is out of the United Kingdom, London, to offer a regular degree of Kingston School of Art right here in Delhi. We teach the same curriculum. The way we mark every semester, the pedagogy, the whole ethos of teaching really comes from Kingston School of Art. And so you get a bachelor's in honors degree from Kingston School of Art, affiliated by Kingston University in London. It was recently ranked as the #1 university by Guardian's League for design in the UK in year 2020. This is it's a snapshot of what the degree is. We recently had the first convocation where everywhere, the first batch graduated, and everybody who did graduate got this degree. So it's a quick snapshot as to how does it look. Because we wanted to show this degree right out in the presentation, because it was contemplated and many people talk about that a UK university cannot give a valid degree in India, but that's not the case. It's all hearsay really. Kingston University and IIED, under all legitimacy, does offer this degree right here in India, and we did give out the bachelor's in honors degree by Kingston University. In fact, the chancellor of the university was here for the convocation, and we gave out this degree.
But I'm hoping that what I've started talking about to you today
at IIED
has
campus
given you a flavour of Kingston School of Art design and the way that the teaching process functions. And I think, by the sounds of it, it's very similar to a lot of the things that you're doing and a lot of the energy that you're being inspired to do. And that's why our institutions are so linked together. It's a very powerful relationship, your institution, IIAD, and mine. We're not just two institutions that every now and again someone talks about.
I just got a message, from one of the panelists saying the audio in the videos is breaking, so I'm not going to play the complete video. It's just to give you an essence, that was really Daniel Chapman, who's the head of design of Kingston University, London. These faculty, from Kingston University, Kingston School of Art, are a regular figure who come to the university, to IID campus, to work with students, to really give them challenging projects, to mark their juries, etc. Now, the way credit system works in IIAD is that it's very similar to how it is done in the UK in Kingston School of Art. Is that one or two representatives from Kingston University would come to ensure that the marking is all right, and 2 to 3 other neutral universities, faculty or invigilators would also come to ensure that Kingston University is marking appropriately. And the same thing happens in India. So these guys come here, and the whole credit system is not a cakewalk really for students who are given these projects and the jury is conducted. Now, given the case that it's a foreign degree and it's a degree awarded by a university based out of London, UK, it doesn't have a UGC recognition. And to get around that, we did have a route of giving IGNU degree for the first 2 years when IID was conceptualized. However, distance learning degrees don't really work when you study design. You might as well go ahead and do any degree like a BCom pass or something, as a substitute. So we've gotten away from that route because many students who are studying design, it's an 18 hours curriculum really on a daily basis. It's next to impossible for any of the student to take up a sociology subject or psychology as a separate subject and give those exams as well. So with great indulgence with a lot of universities and talks going on, we found Lingyas Vidyapeeth University in Delhi NCR who could collaborate with us and accept Kingston University's design curriculum, what we teach. So now the students who study with IIAD also get a UGC recognized, it's a regular degree, from Lingyas Vidyapeeth University as well. We are collaborated with them as knowledge partners. So you don't have to give two separate exams to get, every semester or every year to get to the next level of years. So in 3 years, you get a UGC recognized degree from Lingyas Vidyapeeth University, which is a bachelor's in the stream that you're studying. So you become a graduate in fashion design or communication design or interior architecture design or fashion business management. These are the 4 undergraduate courses that we have. Similarly, if you did appear for masters, you would have a master's degree in fashion design and fashion business management. These are two courses in masters that we have. So eventually you become graduates and alums of Kingston University, London. You also become graduates of Lingyas Vidyapeeth University in India, having 2 degrees, giving 1 exams. That's what your iCard really looks like when you get enrolled and you secure a seat with IIAD from Lingyas Vidyapeeth University. I really wanted you guys to see this video, but because of the sound problem, I just say this. So this is Professor Shamila Dua. She is the Dean of Academics of NIFT Delhi. Having industry people come and visit the college so that students get that atmosphere of what their projects are really seen as by the people out there in the industry, for them to have a realistic feedback. It's a regular thing that happens at the campus. Professor Dua came to the college, and she was fascinated with how the denim project really spanned out. You could go to our YouTube channel to see what she goes on to say and praise our students' work.
I think we started with the denim project, which was.
So moving on, as I touched upon this earlier, we have 4 courses in the bachelor's degree program. First is fashion design, communication design, interior architecture design, fashion business management. From these 4, the top 3, which are design-centric courses, fashion design, communication, and interior architecture design. These are 4-year degree programs. Fashion business management is a 3-year degree programs. All the 4 are also dually enrolled to Lingyas Vidyapeeth University to give you the UGC regular degree and the degree from Kingston University. Masters, we have 2 courses, one in fashion design, one in fashion business management. Both are 2 years degree programs. Again, the same offering is here as well. You get a dual degree, one from Kingston School of Art and one from Lingyas Vidyapeeth University. The intake for these programs is limited to the numbers that you see at your screen: 160 for bachelors, 40 for masters. So when I say 160 for bachelors, it doesn't mean that 40 each for every course, because you get into a UG course, into a foundation, and you really have an option to switch over or probably change your specialization after the first year of studies. So a fashion design student can really get in and change to a communication design and so on, or an interior design aspirant can really come in and choose to fashion or communication, etc. So we don't know how many students will switch over from one stream to another. Hence, the seats are limited to 160 for an intake in the undergraduate program. You could end up, we've seen statistically the numbers to vary between 30 to 50 after the year. The specialization goes into these figure. I hope that makes it clear. If you have any questions, you can probably raise it once I'm done with the presentation. This is again one of very well-known figures in the field of fashion design, Taran Telani. He goes on to say really that he wished he studied the way we teach in IID. So yeah, this video is available on the YouTube channel as well if you want to go and have a look. I'd skip the video for now. The couple of things, that I'd like to really touch upon as to what makes us a little different from every other design college. Our college really, we take a lot of pride into saying that our college believes in project-based learning. There's no classrooms in the campus, so if you do visit the campus, you'd see the wall sockets where you plug in, really your laptop chargers or your mobile chargers. You would not see the wall sockets on the walls. These would be on the floors. So, and everything has a reason to it. We have open, huge spaces. The whole campus is really a maker's lab where you just come and every corner becomes a design corner for you. you'd probably have 5 to 6 people gathered at one space, sitting and discussing something. That could really become your classroom. So we believe in not putting kids inside one box and asking you to think outside the box. The whole campus is there for you to take inspiration in the field of design, the various projects that goes on. So yeah, so that's really the atmosphere that's in the campus. When I say project-based learning, we don't believe in hypothetical projects where we give you a hypothetical scenario of you delivering on a particular design, um, deliverables. For example, if a client wanted a project to be done in, let's say, 2 weeks, and if it was a hypothetical project, you would have probably taken a month for you to do so. Aesthetically, you'd make the project look very pleasing, but then you'd have to also cater to the timelines of the clients and various other intricacies. So when you are in a project-based learning environment, you're very pragmatically attached to the society and the needs around you, which really makes you a better designer, well connected to what is required out there, which you would have experienced after 4 years of graduation. Sachin will cover on the 8 plus 16 weeks of internships. That's a mandatory internship, which is what we have strategically placed. So before you graduate, you really have literally a 1 year of working experience as a designer, and you're more wanted in the industry by the design studios rather than you pushing your CV to get accepted into job offers. Experiential learning is really, India as a country is culturally so rich in terms of design and art and culture. There's a lot to learn for us to go to every corner of India. You could say Kutch and various other places, McLeodganj, and all of these places where the kids have really gone, Auroville, etc., to learn design from these places and people who have no resources, but then they're very rich in terms of of their heritage, etc. So we go there, we push our kids to go there, learn what they can, and come back in the campus where they have abundance of resources in terms of tools or systems and the faculty input, etc., to really see what they can convert that into a live project. One-to-one mentoring, it goes without saying that every teacher in the college is really invested. We our intellectual capability in terms of the faculty is really invested greatly for us to maintain a student to teacher ratio at really the top in India. I'd further show an exhaustive list of number of faculties that we have behind each department. Yeah, so that's really so much that I could fit in one slide. The people behind IIAD. The one highlighted is Sachin, who would speak right after I finish. So the reason why we are in Okhla within New Delhi is also strategically placed. Delhi, for most of you who would know, Delhi for various reasons has an ironical relationship in terms of how it is seen at various parts of the country or globally. It faces a hard reality of what it is perceived when you're not here, but then you don't want to go back when you come here and work. So it's really ironical and paradoxical in its own sense. It's really the epicenter of arts, culture, design, and business. Most of the design studios have their warehouses, the procurement divisions, and everything else based in Delhi. So what you see in the ramps or the outlets at the showrooms across the country, etc., you just see 5% of the whole fashion or interior or communication design. 95% of the backbone is really in the areas which is industrial area, like we call it in Delhi, and that's in Okhla. So we strategically located in Okhla, being equidistant from the neighboring NCR zones, which is Noida, Faridabad, Gurgaon, Greater Noida, in fact, for the kids to be well connected with every part of NCR, and it's expanding every day. Some names like Fab India, NDTV, even the Fashion Design Council of India is within close proximity for students to have a very good environment of really design, live, eat, think design on a daily basis. That's the hostel. We're pretty good in what we do, which is teach design. We're not the best in hostels, so we collaborated with somebody who is number one in it, which is Coho. So we partnered with Coho, who manage our hostels to make sure it is up to all the standards. Administratively, we work with them to ensure the disciplines and checks are in place. So there's a separate hostel for boys, and so there's a separate hostel for girls, and again in completely separate locations. The girls' hostel is in Lajpat Nagar in Delhi. If you're familiar with Delhi, it's a very a well-known, sophisticated zone. And the boys' hostel is in east of Kailash. They're both in South Delhi, within proximity of about 5.5 kilometers from the college. This last video is actually the graduate show. I'd really request all of you to please go to our YouTube channel and see if you can have a look at not only this but an exhaustive list of videos in our channel to know more about us. I'd now pass this on to Sachin. You could, if you have questions related to admissions and what the college is all about, degree, how we teach, etc., you can park it, and after Sachin speaks, I would be happy to answer all of your questions. So yeah, Sachin, I think you could take it from here. Dion, I
Thank
think
you,
you
Amit.
mentioned,
I'll make Sachin the presenter.
Yeah.
Yep, Sachin, you're the presenter now.
Thank you.
And you can share your screen.
Yep. So very good evening to all of you. My presentation would actually involve a lot about the placements and the industry connects that we have. Before that, I believe and rather pray that all of you are staying safe and are in your houses as we all go through this big issue covering us. Let's start with the presentation. Before we even talk about placements, my only submission here is that placements are always the byproduct of what you learn. So when you learn something well, placements always fall in place. I have been in the industry for almost 17 years now, and I've seen students who are good in their studies learn well. So there's a difference between good in studies and learn well. That's why I read. So if you learn well, definitely you would get a placement without any effort. Trust me, I have seen kids doing that. So let's start off with this. So as my friend Amit said about certain internships, the first year involves primarily the foundation of the course, which is nothing but getting you equipped with the materials and all. Second year is main the one where you start off the internships. So in the second year, you have around 8 weeks of internship or a workshop, whatever you are comfortable to go ahead with. Third year is a mandatory 16 weeks, which is 4 months of internship that you have to go for. It's a mandatory one because the credits are there and you have to earn them. Final year, there's a major design project. Now, that design project itself is either sponsored by the organization you're working for or sponsored by the organization who want you to get enrolled. So there's a difference, which you might want to ask or get an understanding about it. There are two or three kind of internship offers. One is either you are working with an organization and they offer you a project that becomes their sponsored project. There's another company who sponsors a project because they're working on it and want you to only work for that project and not work for the other part of the company. So that's a different aspect. Similarly, you can have another project that is more aligned by the industry professionals and not specific. You may have an idea and you present it to the industry and they just mentor you, nothing else. Again, that also involves a lot of industry mentorship. So if you look at closely the entire set of internships, go ahead with almost 12 months of an experience. So which gives you a hell lot of understanding about how the industry works. So we'll quickly go to the kind of recruiters that we have. See, we have a mix of recruiters right from the first year onwards. You would see some of the e-commerce companies, design studios, elite designers for that matter, corporates, or some of the popular brands that the general public would also know, and some other allied markets as well. So I'm just giving you a few examples. If we talk about the e-commerce companies, we have a Geo, Myntra, Instasolve, Livespace, Oyo. All are in the domain or the discipline distinguishing. So Ajio and Myntra goes for fashion, then InstaSolve goes for, in fact, InstaSolve is a recent recruiter as well. Then we have Liftspace, who is into the interior designing. Then Oyo, they have been recruiting and giving internship for students in multiple disciplines, be it graphic design for somebody in communication design, and be it the designing of their rooms for the interior designers. Then we have design studios. Squireboard again is one of the premium design studios. Was again Incubus. So if you guys are aware of, or if you have been to the Terminal 3 of IGI, you see the Mudra sculptures there. Those have been designed by Incubus. Then we have DBS Lifestyle. Now, when we say about DBS Lifestyle, they have multiple brands for which they work for. 1111 is a label. Then corporates, we have Liftspace and Bonito Design, a very streamlined, formal setup of interior designers. Then Fab India and Levi's, I don't think any one of you would need any introduction for that. Brain Gain Global is one of the e-publishers, well known in the UK as well. Then I was talking about the elite designers. Again, Anju Modi, Tarun Tehliani, Lopez Design, Studio Fry, and Karu. Then I'll quickly take you to some of, so when we talk about the organization as a whole, IIT believes in transparency, which is why you see all the ones who are really either placed or are working somewhere or they have been interned somewhere. So you would see the live examples, people who are there. So Hema Prabal working with Ziplone is like a fintech startup, more or less like a policy bazaar. Then Arm Worldwide is a well-known, worldwide famous this thing. And then we have Orient Craft, again, one of the big export houses, Fab India. The Designry again is a design studio. Maven Workforce. So when we're talking about the elite markets, so Maven Workforce is one example where my student Komal is working for a workforce company, or you can simply understand as an HR consultancy, and she works as a design specialist. Then we have Broadcast to World, again an elite industry where Nikita is working as an executive creative. So Broadcast to World is majorly into the broadcast industry. Then we have one of our studio, Aditya. Now Aditya has his own setup by the name of Wedding Fiesta. So he's a freelancer and already turned into an entrepreneur. Then we have Ayush. So all of these who are coming, as they are all the alumni who have already graduated last year. So somebody is working with Wazda, somebody is working with Screen Root, somebody is working with 1111, DBS Lifestyle. So these are all the same names you would see of the companies where these kids are already working. And who knows, you could be the next. So this was about basically the ones who have graduated. Now let's talk about the career building industry exposure of 16 weeks. This is one of the crucial and I should say the most important part of the entire course, wherein you get a huge amount of understanding, a great exposure, great what in simple words, if I would say, the in and out of the industry much before you get into the industry. So 4 months is something that have been appreciated and well taken by most of the industry experts. So these are some of the examples from all three disciplines. So first is the IAD, Interior Architecture Design. Here we have some of the corporates, and we have design studios as well. And these are the name of those students who have graduated, who have worked with them in those 4 months or 16 weeks of internship. In fact, if you guys might be aware or might have seen on the internet, there's a ceramic pipe cooler that is very famous. That entire design has been created by Ant Studio. I don't think I should be introducing or kind of giving any information about these labels or these companies because most of you would know about it. And as I see that most of the girls are the participants, I'm sure you would know the labels much better than boys. You would see all these labels and you would see the name of the students who have either worked there or they are being interned there. This is a huge set, a complete mix of be it the OYO or the Ogilvy or the Times Network, India Today Group. You would see all aspects of the industries that can be covered. In fact, one of my students from the current batch went to Cornell University as well. They are some of the elite designers who work. You would not see the size of the organizations bigger, but they are really into fantastic work. Now, when we talk about the entire placements and all, everything has to be in place. So, which is where placement process has to be in place and must be aligned with all the 3-4 stakeholders of the entire setup. So in general, how we take care of the entire process is first we contact the companies, receive the job description, share it with the students, they discuss with the faculty, discuss with us, and then based on their interest, they share their portfolios. So portfolio is something that I would emphasize a lot on because this is something that you guys need to focus right from the first year. If you're not focusing it right from the first year, trust me guys, you will have a lot of pain while you actually come into picture and present it to the organization. Then once we share the profiles, the company either shortlists some or come over directly. And once they visit, they either have an interview round, they could have a small question answer round, a task, or whatever. Because that's pure. See, why I'm saying all this because it's purely depending upon the company how they bring up as a process. Then once they shortlist somebody or select somebody, they share an offer letter. Ideally, this entire process gets completed within a week or so because that's how the entire process is structured, most of the organizations. So once you receive the offer letter, you check all the legalities, you sign it off, we share it back to the organization as your acceptance, and then finally you join. But the process do not stop here. We take a regular feedback after 3 to 6 months, both from the industry also where you're working and from you as well, as to what and how things are going well, if you're learning well, if there are certain gaps, can we help in any way, and which is why we do not call off ourselves as just the placement guys. We consider ourselves the career services guys because this is a lifelong service. Thank you. I will quickly give you some snippets of the recent visits that have happened in IIAD. So this is Alibaba's team who recently visited and they wanted to conduct a small workshop with the design students from communication design. It was very, these are the students you see on this side. These are all the students who are already in the institute. Much better. So this was an activity. So basically, they were coming up with an app, and they wanted our students to work on that app, give their feedback, research for it. In fact, if you guys know, there was one company, uh, since this lockdown thing started off, they were already supposed to come to the campus. This is startup into sports, and they wanted some fashion designers. So they conducted the entire pre-placement talk with the students through a Skype thing. In Latin quarters, again, most of the ladies would know the label much better. So these are the people from Latin quarters giving their entire talk to the students before they start off the process. Then there's Shantanu Nikhil. He is Abhishek. He's the head of HR there. He visits the campus to talk to the students, visit the entire campus, understand how the campus operates. And then there was a design house by the name of Table. They also work for a lot of five-star hotels across the country. Thank you, guys. Now let me just hand it over to Amit. If you have any questions, guys, please let us know in the question portal.
Right. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Amit and Sachin. Right. So we're open to questions. Anybody who would like to ask questions in specific, you could ask about IIAD, you can ask about life in Delhi, you can ask them about the courses that they have, whatever comes to your mind, anything specific, anything generic, please go ahead and ask. This is your opportunity. Right. In the meantime, Neha, are you around, Neha?
Yes.
Right. So Neha, I believe you have also, you know some of the faculty there personally.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So could you
Yes.
tell
I would
everyone
actually,
about
yeah,
that?
I would actually want Amit and Sachin to basically highlight that how Ishan Mary Petroleum is more than an asset to IIAD, and why students should consider coming over to IIAD because of her leadership.
All right. Could you repeat the name, please, because the sound is not too clear.
Yeah, Usha Nehru Patel. She happens to be the dean of IIAD.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Right. And she was with you at CEPT, right?
No, no, she was not working at CPT, but
Okay.
I've had a chance to meet her long
All right.
while
All right.
I was there.
Fantastic. And right. So I've also been to the event you spoke about last year, where the students showcase their projects, the final year projects, and I thought that there was some very good things, including the denim project, which I saw for myself. You know, that was pretty cool as well. I got the opportunity to head out to IIAD last year, and that was pretty interesting.
I'd like
Um,
to touch upon the admissions, deadline really because of the COVID lockdown. There have been few changes. I'd just like to, just let everybody know and give you an update as well. So our Bangalore entrance date was scheduled for the 10th of May. It doesn't seem possible for us to conduct any offline or physical entrance exam at the moment. So keeping the safety and health measures into place, we have completely changed the entrance to an online mode. Um, 24th and 25th April is the date for our entrance exam. Many students from through DQ Labs as well have signed up. We have a good there are hundreds of students from Bangalore who are expected to take the exam on 9th of May. Now they would be taking it online on the 24th and 25th of April. If there are students who would like to apply still, the deadline is 17th of April. You can go to apply to iiad.com and start the application. We have scheduled a mock test. We have scheduled 2 mock tests really, because to be honest, this is the first time we are conducting this, the online entrance exams ourselves. So, and the students as well, they have not been given online entrance by any other college. So far we know for the last so many years. So we are doing a mock test on Tuesday, which is the 4th of April, and 16th of April, Thursday, we're doing another mock test for students to get familiar with, how they would log in, how, the thing that they draw, the piece of paper, how they would photograph it and upload it as a scanned image or whatever. So they would get familiarized with it. So yeah, that's 2 mock tests in scheduled on 14th and 16th of April. 24th and 25th April, we have 4 slots in which you'd be scheduled for the entrance exam. The slots are the first half and post lunch the second half. So you choose your own slot and appear for the entrance exam. There is no situation test in these entrance exams. There is no portfolio submissions of any kind. It is a 2.5 hour of design aptitude test with a certain amount of creative expression that we judge in terms of your sketching ability, your colorings, etc., which will happen in the 2.5 hours. So yeah, the deadline is 17th of April. As many of you, be it students who are attending the session, if you have friends or whoever you want to speak to, please spread the message. It is apply to iiad.com. You need to go to and start your application as soon as you can.
Fantastic. I have a few poll questions for everyone here. So I'm going to first put this question out, and I just want to know whether you'll have accounts on DQ Edge. All right, pretty much everyone has an account on DQ Edge. All right, so I'm going to close this poll in a few seconds. Right, let me just close this poll. Okay. Now the second question I have for you is, which year are you applying? I just want to get an understanding of this group here. Okay. All right. Fine. So I'm going to close this poll as well in a couple of seconds. Okay. And the third question I have for you here is this one. Okay. This is probably for those who are applying in 2020, not for the ones in 21 and 22. Okay. All right. Good. Good. So I think I'm going to close this poll as well in another couple of seconds. Okay. Cool. That gives us an idea. Now, there have been a few people who've said that they've not yet applied, and a few people who said that they would like to consider after this webinar. Okay, so our question would be, what is, do you have any questions that they could answer that would make you interested in applying to IIED? Please type in your questions in the questions tab. This is your opportunity where you can ask your questions and get these doubts cleared. All right. Right. For those of you who would like to apply, okay, I'm going to share my screen right now. Hold on. Right. So what I need you to do is come down here to edge.dqlabs.in/colleges. All right. I need you to come down to IIAD and click on this details. All right. And over here you have information about IIAD. You have the videos, some of the videos that they were talking about in their presentation. And you will have an apply now button here. I've tested it out. So you need to click on this button, and what will happen is one email will go out to IIAD, and their team would contact you, would connect with you. Okay. So it's important that you're doing it if you're considering IIAD this year. And let's yeah. So that's about it. All right. Um, right. So any questions beyond this? Do let us know. Okay. If you need to reach out to the team directly, please feel free to either reach out to any one of the counselors at DQ Labs or reach out to us directly, and we'd be happy to connect you with the team. Right. So thank you. So I'm guessing that's about it. Thank you so much for attending, Amit and Sachin. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for the
Thanks
opportunity.
a lot. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks a lot, Neha, for making
Thank you,
this.
Dion.
You're welcome. And looking forward to having many students join IIT. All right.
Thanks. Cheers.
Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.